Cool. Hi everyone. Bird, stay there. So today we're going to continue where we left off last time when we started building a proof of concept for a privacy-focused embedder plugin for Markdown. The idea being that when you embed YouTube, Twitter, Code Sandbox, and other things, you're loading a bunch of third-party JavaScript to your people's browsers, and that JavaScript can do tracking, can inject all sorts of privacy stuff that we probably don't really want on our blogs or on your websites or whatever Jamstack thing you're building. So my idea was to replace those with screenshots so that when you start with a screenshot and when you click on it, it gets replaced with the actual embed of YouTube or whatever. So people are only loading the third-party JavaScript from things that they're actually going to interact with and use. So that's the idea. We're going to continue today in making it a little bit more productized. I want to add support for other things than YouTube. I'm going to continue with the approach of using a custom transformer because that one is pretty popular. It seems like a pretty popular plugin that everybody uses. I'm using it as well on my blog, so it seems like it is there. So where I approach, one thing I need to figure out is how to prevent it from seeing ads, which right now is pretty annoying. If I can fix that today, and I want to add support for Twitter and a couple of others, and also I need to load those images as actual image things, which could be an interesting challenge. So it might actually not really work as a custom transformer. We might have to make it into a remark plugin. So yeah, actually let's do that. We're gonna turn this into an actual remark plugin that you can just plug into the existing Gatsby remark embedder, because that way we'll be able to return image nodes which are going to load using Gatsby's custom magic for images and stuff. So we're gonna start with that. We'll see if anyone joins today. I'm gonna be here for about an hour and I'm gonna start doing this regularly twice a week. That's the plan. So here we go. We've got the proof of concept that shows that this is possible and it works. So our job today is to turn it into an actual plugin, and we're going to have a slightly terrible the developer experience is not going to be the best, but we're going to do what we can. So here we go. We have Gatsby config. I'm using my blog as a playground, made something simpler, but you know, this is a good first start. Cool. Somebody joined and left. That's great. I would love it if people say hello when they join, because then I can say hello back. Where was I? So we're going to start with importing a new plugin. We're going to say const privacy focused embeds. Let's call it privacy embeds equals require. We're going to put this in source / privacy embeds.js. So we've got that. Hey Shakti, how are you doing today? Develop process needs to be restarted for the changes block. We're not going to restart it right now. So privacy embeds, we can then go in here, and where we have remark plugins, require remark slug. Oh, we can have this, and we say privacy embeds like that. What is this doing? So, wait, where did that code come from? Like that. So we're going to here say require /source privacy embeds.js. That's going to be the file where we build this. We're going to, the plan is to eventually open source this and make it available to others. Let me make myself a little brighter. Shakti, I'm doing pretty well today, having a lot of fun with this project because I think this is a great idea. What are you up to? Privacy embeds. So that's going to now be, actually no, we want this to be a Gatsby remark plugin, and the reason I want it to be a Gatsby remark plugin is because that way I can make it work as an actual it can have access to the cache for Gatsby and stuff like that, which is really useful. So let's see. Gatsby remark Giphy, that's another plugin that I developed. we're going to go here and we're going to say resolve, and I'm going to require it here. So we say /source/ we said it's going to be called, oh, we can put it folder. I do not. I'm going to Command C the Gatsby process, ls source, nope, no Gatsby plugin team UI scripts, okay, source/privacy embeds.js, and then I'm gonna go create that file. We need this new file, and we say I'm going to copy my basic structure from the Giphy plugin that I made, because that way I don't have to think as much. And it's stuff that you've already built when you're building new things. Oh, I have a pull request, nice. Because that way, you know, you can save time and have an easier life. Okay, so we're going to do this stuff: embed GIF, embed video, embed iframe, cache key. There we go. We are exporting, export default. Ah, fuck, it needs to be compiled, doesn't it? So that's annoying, but never mind. We're going to just go for it. So we say an async function that gets the cache and the markdown AST, and it also gets the plugin options, which we're not going to use right now, and then we're going to do stuff inside this function. So we're saving this under source privacy embeds.js. I would love to turn it into a TypeScript file, but I can't do that right now because we're still kind of in proof of concept mode. So we're going to use const, let's see, we need the unistutil visit equals unistutil visit, and I need to require this, require unistutil visit. Why is my computer being slow again? And then here we're going to start by console logging the entire markdown AST so that we can get a feeling for what we're dealing with and the actual things that we're looking for. Hey Stepan, so what happened with the streams lately is that I had a lot of technical difficulties and they kind of weren't really working well, so I stopped doing it. And I think the technical difficulties mostly, I have a piece of machinery coming tomorrow that's going to make it even better, and I'm hoping to get back to doing it twice a week. So that's what happened, and I'm hoping that this becomes and I have big plans for the streams. So we'll see if that works. Right now I'm just testing if I can do it regularly twice a week. So I'm gonna do console log. We're going to add this, and then console log require util. We're going to take the entire markdown AST, and I think it's false, null, true. That's like a magic incantation. And we're going to need to, do we need to return anything here? Yes, we need to return the markdown AST. Markdown AST. So we return that. I'm going to run yarn clean, yarn clean, and then we're going to run my machinery and see what happens. Yeah, so we should get, if I run yarn start, we should get a bunch of printouts for the AST as it stands right now. We're looking for the one from the adversarial example, so that would be this one. We're looking basically to catch this link and so on. What is this saying? Come on, what's failing? The ID argument must be of type string. Received an instance of node. What? This happened where? I don't understand what's throwing this error. Maybe we should have been doing this in a separate repository and not as part of my entire machinery. But let's see. So this is in get source plugins as remark plugins. let's see. What can I do about that? So I am gonna start this as a, well, let's start it as a new project. So I'm gonna copy the entire Giphy thing because that already exists, and we're going to link that to my repository, and I think that will make it work. So cd documents random coding, and if I copy the Gatsby remark Giphy to Gatsby remark privacy embeds, that should work. So copy -r Gatsby remark Giphy. I'm gonna copy that to Gatsby remark. We said it's going to be privacy embeds. So we copy that stuff. This is going to take a while because it has a bunch of node modules, but hopefully it's gonna work. There we go. cd Gatsby remark, remark privacy embeds, and we can then open that in a new VS Code window. So we go here, open Gatsby remark privacy embeds, random coding, Gatsby remark privacy embeds. Wonderful. Go here, we can open package.json, see what we have here. We rename this to privacy embeds. We call it 1.0.0, and we say embed embed with privacy in mind, whatever. Okay, so we've got that. I'm going to have to change the repository, privacy embeds. Swiz is good. Giphy API, we don't need Giphy API. That vanished, and we can perm, come on, yarn, remove, add types, Giphy API. We're not gonna need that. It's already hooked up. I'm not gonna need Giphy. And we can then go into the source index.ts. I'm going to clear the plugin options. We don't need GIF embeds. We don't need this stuff. We do need the cache key because cache key could be useful. Const transformations, const Giphy, embed with. We don't need that stuff. We also don't need any of this stuff. What was I doing with the transformations? Oh, I was pushing them into an array, I think. Yes, transformations push. Cool. So we don't need any of this stuff. What we do need is to print this. Yes, Japan, the spinner I hope will get fixed with the new machinery that I'm getting tomorrow. Const transformations, console log, the entire, let's do this, console log require till, and we're going to inspect the entire markdown AST, false, null, true. That's still a magic incantation that I don't really understand. Do that. So we now have the actual plugin set up. So I can go yarn build. Let's do yarn dev. This will put it in watch mode, so it rebuilds every time I change something. It's deprecated, please override. Watching source, compiling to this. So that compiled. Now what I can do here is say, I need to link this. So we're going to, let's also rmrf.git so that we can make a new one. And we say git init, okay, git commit -m, copy git add dot, git commit -m, copy from Gatsby remark Giphy. Got that, and then we say yarn link. This is going to link it so that we have it, so that we are using this copy for local development, and then we can install it via a link in my Gatsby project and actually work on developing. I need to start using the different scenes so you can see we'll do more of that later. So I've got that. I'm now going to yarn link Gatsby remark privacy embeds, like that. So that's installed, and I can now copy this into Gatsby config here, like that. So we're using Gatsby remark privacy embeds, and I can now do yarn start, which should, I can run yarn dev in the actual plugin, and now the plugin should, in theory, get compiled every time I make a change. That will then be reflected in my Gatsby project, which will then run the new plugin and do stuff. There we go. See, we got the entire markdown AST printed into the console. So now what we can do is look for what we're basically trying to find out what the YouTube links look like. So adversarial example, where is it? This is a CodePen embed, Instagram. We're gonna start with YouTube because that's what we have a proof of concept for already. So YouTube, Twitter, YouTube. Okay, Twitter looks like a link. So we're looking for things that have, for every node that is of type link, and we're then going to use its URL to do the actual embedding and fetching of images. So let's do that next. We go here, this one. So we're going to keep copying, keep cribbing off of the remark Giphy stuff. Wow, okay, my computer's being slow. So remark Giphy, we say visit. So we're, come on, visit, and we're going through the markdown AST. We're looking for every link, and then we get the link node, and that link node is going to be what we are actually working with. So we're going to start match has if it matches the YouTube regex, which is, let's see, HTTPS. Yeah, let's do HTTPS, or we can do $S. So if it matches this, and then it's either www, which again is not necessary, shut up Kiwi, and then if it is youtube.com or youtube.b, that means it's a YouTube, right? Yeah, at link node.url. Let's do it this way. Const URL equals link node.url as string. Hello cutie. Yes, Kiwi is being cute. So if the URL matches our YouTube link, like that, then we are going to transform this node, Kiwi, come on, into an image node and replace the URL with what we get from the API. Hi, Kiwi. Yes, the bird is ridiculous and funny in the background. Actually, let's start by console logging the URLs so that we can see that we got the right ones. Console log URL, and now we'll see if what did I do? Let's see if this will automatically rerun, or do we need to do it manually? It doesn't even want to scroll down. Okay, I do need to do it manually, so let's do it manually. Yarn start. This should now run with the new code, and we're going to get a bunch of YouTube links printed into the console. That's the theory, at least. So Gatsby develop is running. This could be a little slow because my computer is doing too many things right now and it's very hot today. But hopefully it's going to work out. I'm overheating, let alone my computer. Okay, right. I think I need to run yarn clean every time, which is the annoying part. Let's try that. So Command C, come on, Control C, yarn clean. Okay, yarn clean, come on. this is what I meant by having a slightly terrible. I have unfortunately not. I'm also right now uploading with 0 kilobytes per second, and now I'm back. So if you didn't hear that, I was saying that as annoying as this developer experience might be, I have not been able to find a better one so far for developing Gatsby plugins. I don't know why that is. It is what it is. I mean, I guess we could have started with just running the plugin directly, but it's hard to set all of that shit up. So I'm doing it this way. A bunch of YouTube links. There we go. We got a bunch of YouTube links. So I'm going to stop this now because we got what we needed. Beach ball of death. Yarn clean while we're here. So now that we have this, we're going to push it into the transformation, and we're gonna say transformations.push. We are pushing the actual transformation that we want to do, which is going to be yes, we're gonna call it the embed function, which embed, and we say that we want to embed Kiwi, shut the fuck up. We want to embed YouTube with this node. Embed link node YouTube like that. So that's going to be our generator of transformations, and then we're going to await all of the transformations, map T to T, and return markdown AST. So that's going to be the thing. Now we need to create an async embed function. The async function embed, which takes a link node, which is whatever, and then it takes a type, a embed type, which is of type, we're gonna start with YouTube. So that's like an enum. We're going to deal with that enum later. Enum is going to help us embed different things. So we've got, what do we do next? We need to be image node type. So we're going to change it into an image node. So we're going to say link node dot, what does it need? What do we have here? Alt, URL, title. We're looking for image, right? Yes. So we're going to say link node dot type equals image. Then we're going to say link node dot URL equals the URL we're going to get from my screenshot lambda. So let's take this from here where we were messing around with YouTube embedder transformer. So that's the get thumbnail function. Now I'm gonna copy pasta that. So we take the get thumbnail function, target URL, we say get thumbnail with the link node.url. That's the thing we want to take a screenshot of. In this case, that's the YouTube whatever thingy. So it's that, and then we say link node.children. We don't want any children, so we say this is null. And what else do we have? Let's try scrolling up here. Will this let me scroll? Yay, it's scrolling. So if we go here, what did the YouTube node look like? Come on, YouTube node. YouTube node, where are you? Root, import, paragraph. Where are you, YouTube nodes? In Twitter, what did the YouTube, all of the link nodes look the same. Have type link, title null, URL, and then it has a bunch of children. So we can add a title. What should we call it? Let's give it a title that's currently kind of not that useful. Say link node dot title equals a YouTube video. Okay. So this should now, in theory, replace all of the images with excuse me, it should replace all of the images with thumbnails from my screenshot lambda. Let's see if that works. So I already ran yarn clean. This recompiled, right? Did it recompile? It did recompile. Syntax error, that's no longer the case. So we've got it recompiled. Now let's run yarn start again, and we'll see if the YouTube thumbnails or if the YouTube embeds get replaced with images now. And in theory, they might work a little bit better than they used to because they are now actually replaced before we make a... Oh, shit. I didn't put my microphone next to me. Were you guys able to hear me at all? Okay, so we've got an error in somewhere. E is not a function. What? What E? Where are we calling E? Privacy embeds index.js, okay. So something got miscompiled, which is great. Let's see what happens. Push embed link, no, oh right, we need to return a function. So we're going to yarn clean again. Going to return a function like this. How are we doing it here? We are saying that we have an async function that does all of the things. So we're going to push an async function that does this. And then here we're going to return the link node. And now we're going to try that again. So the error was that we weren't returning a function, and here we were in transformations we were calling it as a function. So, you know, let's see, what is Stepan saying? You said you wouldn't have noticed if that my microphone was far away. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. That probably means I need a microphone that picks up less of my ambient sound. Might be time for a new microphone now that I'm gonna have the new gadget. We'll see. Maybe that's why everyone can hear the bird so well, because this microphone picks up literally everything. All right. Oh, we've got another maybe half hour of time. Where did we go wrong now? We'll scroll up. Where are you? Input index of is not a function. Huh? Where am I doing that? Index. What? New promise. So transformations push embed link node. Okay. What is... You would be surprised about the low pass filter and how difficult it would be. I tried a lot of things for removing the bird. He's special, and the audio is pretty... Yeah. Okay, so what the fuck is going wrong here? The problem I have is also that we're running this on a compiled piece of code. So what's actually going on? Okay, so it looks like we are returning an image node that is invalid. You see here, it's Gatsby remark images now that is complaining. So let's figure out, let's put the console log back. Do console log blup, and we say console log require util dot inspect markdown ast false null true, and we're going to check what image nodes actually look like. So I'm gonna run yarn clean again to go into my swiz.com project, this one, yes. And we open the adversarial example and make sure that it has an image so that it cleans up a little bit. we need to have an actual image somewhere. So I'm going to go look for an image, and we're going to use that because I think I am creating malformed nodes. Image. And actually, let's take a sun conure. That's what Kiwi is. He's a J&A conure. He's a Sunday conure. Let's do Sunday conure. So basically, Kiwi is different breeds of parrot, which makes. So we get this dude, and we're gonna use him as our example image. Copy image address, and we put him down here, and we say title is Kiwi is cute. So yarn start, come on, yarn start. We're going to see if this an image node is supposed to look like, so that we can then recreate the same kind of image node in our plugin. This is all because we are kind of doing a weird hacky kind of thing. And then when that works, we can start using the cache, make it nicer, and all sorts of things. Come on, computer, you can cancel. All right. So let's see. Kiwi is cute. We have type image with a URL, title null, and then we have an alt. Okay, so let's try that. Here. So we are doing link node type is image, link node URL needs to be await get thumbnail. So that's possibly another reason why we had a problem. We were trying to put a promise in the URL instead of the actual thing. And we're going to add a link node dot out, which is going to be a YouTube video. So we try that. Okay. Now micro bundle. So what am I using to get the AST? That's kind of complicated. What I'm using behind the scenes is called Remark. If you Google for Remark, that's what we're using. But it's the machinery that goes into Gatsby MDX, into the Gatsby MDX plugin. It does it all for us. Yarn clean. Yeah, so behind the scenes, it's using Remark, which is a markdown parser that turns it into an AST, and then I can hook into that to do additional things as a plugin. On a higher level, what's actually running all of that is the Gatsby MDX plugin, which takes markdown MDX source files and then translates them using Remark, then runs all of the plugins that we have configured, and then uses, I don't know what it actually uses to stringify put onto the page. Wow. And I would write more articles about that, but it turns out that people don't really want to read those, which is kind of a shame because I think this machinery is super interesting. So I don't think we got an error this time. We definitely got too much debugging output. So let's comment that shit out and see what happens. So it's now running everything. Let's see. So that thing's running. God damn it, Kiwi, stop yelling. Writing out requires. Okay, we will now see what happens. Okay, still got a bunch of, right, because I commented it already ran. So now if I go here, haha, nice. Okay, so what? Ooh, wait. Oh fuck, I'm still using the custom embedder. So, alright, let's go into package.json here. And now we need to look for Gatsby config. We need to disable this shit because I am not using it anymore. I don't want to use the custom transformer. I want to use my thing. Okay. Now, what errored out here? Cannot read property index of undefined. I wish you fucking told me what's undefined. Yarn clean. So now we're going to go back here and we're going to console log the AST, transforming it so that we can see what potentially is happening here. And I have no idea what's undefined because these errors are super unhelpful when it comes to Gatsby. And that's just how it always is, unfortunately. Let's see. Gatsby remark images. Let's open this. So if we go into node, this would be in my Swiz project. If we go into node modules, come on, and we look for Gatsby remark images. Where are you? Name to make it easier to find. We go all the way down. Gatsby, where are you, Gatsby? Gatsby remark images. Ah, come on. Fuck me. Why is this so hard? Gatsby remark images. Yes, perfect. So we go for Gatsby remark images, index.js, this one, and we're going to look at line 91 and see what the fuck it's trying to do. Query string parse URL from the URL, okay. Node.url.extension. Okay, so this is saying that the URL is undefined. Why would the URL be undefined? Let's go here and we're going to console log the nodes that we are transforming just so we can see what the hell we're doing. So we're going to say console log, come on, console log. Now let's do require util.inspect link node false null true, and we're going to see what we're actually producing so that we can then figure out why is the URL actually empty. What the hell is going on here? I don't think the URL should be empty. Okie doke. Now let's go yarn clean again. Oh, we did yarn clean, so now we can do yarn start. Microbundle rebuilt our project, so that's good. Now we can go yarn start and see what happens. So yeah, the idea with these twice a week live codings is going to be that they're now going to be called Code with Swiz, and it's literally going to be an excuse for me to work on interesting and cool stuff, try out new libraries, hack on interesting projects, and more of a, I just want to, hopefully it's going to be useful to you to learn how to learn about new tricks or whatever, or just entertaining, and work on interesting projects, because I feel like I've gotten months, over the past year, during the pandemic, I feel like I got kind of lazy. So we're going to use this as an excuse to work on interesting stuff. That's the main idea behind it. And we'll see how it goes. All right, so we had some console logs there. We're going to see, where were they? I should probably have put some searchable strings so that it would be easier to see what's going on. Okay, so we have this image, a YouTube video, alt, position, indent, whatever. This should all be fine. If I go to this URL, that should also work. Let's see, does the URL itself work? Oh my god, does the URL itself actually work? Yes, that is indeed a file, and I can open this again, which is really annoying. Yep, definitely an ad, and it's also a political ad. Great! I fucking hate this. Okay, so that should have been working. Come on, scroll all the way down, computer. Nope, it died. Okay, now what the fuck is this thing trying to do? Oh, that's interesting. Why did the URL become undefined here? So we have a URL that's defined and then it becomes undefined. Fascinating. Why would that happen? What other plugins do I have that are making this? Why don't you switch to iTerm? I don't know. I've never used iTerm. What's the benefit of using iTerm? Is this what? Paragraph? What file is this even in? What is failing? Why are we getting a URL undefined? Free React Basics. What? Where is this coming from? Oh, I know where this is coming from. Ha! This is from my lead magnets, which should not in fact do things. Okay, so let's fix this up. We're going to say that const thumbnail, come on, thumbnail URL equals that thing, and then if thumbnail URL actually is defined, then we do the other stuff. Otherwise we don't do the other stuff, because it means that we weren't able to get a thumbnail. So if we don't get a thumbnail, why would we replace the node? Because that is just going to cause problems like it is here. Also, the bird is really fucking loud right now. He's upset that I'm streaming and for some reason he doesn't like being on streams anymore. Except in the background yelling his face off. So let's run yarn start and see what happens here. So this should now be able to actually start, which means the next part is going to be figuring out how we can make it work to actually replace the URLs and do things. We'll see how that works. Let's try this first. Okay, come on computer, you got this. Okay, so the wait, why is the URL? Oh, for fuck's sake! I here, when I was replacing too many things, instead of getting a syntax error, my prettier fixed it for me so that things just worked, but worked wrong. Okay, that reran. Switching tabs, yarn start. So this is now gonna actually run and embed images. So the next part we need to do is figure out here in what was it? YouTube embedder transformer. No, it wasn't that one. There was a where did I put it? So there's some code that was adding, let's see, layout.js. This was doing stuff for me. I forgot what I did. So that I wrote that gets injected into the head of into the header, but I can't remember where I put it. For fuck's sake. Let's see. ls ls no get log, that might help me find it. We can do here this git diff with this thing. We put it in Gatsby browser. Kiwi, shut the fuck up. Gatsby browser. Okay, on route. God damn it, Kiwi. Now here's what we need to do. We need to add data prop gets generated and goes in HTML. And then this will pick up on it. And also it would be great if I figured out how to do this in the actual plugin. Yes, indeed. How do I figure this out? We need something that has a data embed URL and then query and then uses that to so data embed URL and data embed type, right? That's what we did here. And here I was able to do it because I was directly injecting stuff, directly writing HTML. But now I'm writing it into a markdown node, which means I don't know how to add this. So what do? I think I can add properties. We're gonna try that. We're gonna try adding properties. Finally got a build of the adversarial example. We do. Okay. God, these are now images that got embedded correctly and should work pretty quickly, I hope. See how they work better than they did before? Okay, that's because shut up. That's because the embeds are now of Gatsby's image machinery, so they work a little better. And I think, let's see, copy image address. Nope, they're still the same PNGs as before. Okay, so maybe not as good, doesn't work as well as I hoped, but we can fix that later. The next thing is trying to see if we can add properties to this stuff and make it show up in the HTML. Hi, Bird. Let's see what's going on here. Come on. Oh, come on, computer, work faster. Issues detected, don't give a shit, just show me the image. So image still has the same source, which is kind of frustrating. I was hoping that Gatsby's machinery, the nice blur up effect and all of that, which it isn't. Kiwi! What can we try? Let's try adding properties to this and see if we can make the data stuff, the data props here. I'm gonna say link node dot properties equals, we're gonna say this is an object and it's going to have data minus, we said it needs to be embed URL, data minus embed URL with the original URL. So I say const original URL is link node.url. That, then we put that in here, original URL, we put it here, and we also put in data embed type, that embed type, which is going to be embed type because we get that from there. And now we're gonna see if this actually shows up in the final HTML. If it doesn't, I'm gonna have to figure it out next time. That's running. Okay, come on, finish compiling. Okay, I think it finished compiling. Yarn clean. Okay. That is cleaned. Come on, clean it. Really? Come on, computer, you can clean faster. Wow, it took 10 seconds to clean. Yarn start. And now we'll see what happens next. Hopefully the properties are going to show up, because if they don't, I'm not sure how we're gonna fix that. But maybe we can figure that out some other time. Okay. Fingers crossed. Okay, computer, you got this. Okay, It's printing stuff, the properties are there, that's good. I just hope the properties actually show up in the final HTML, because I'm not sure how to, I know that Rehype supports this. I'm not sure if Remark supports that, but we'll see. And if it doesn't, we're just gonna have to figure it out. Maybe we can make a new node type. That would work. Yeah, a new node type would work for this. Then we can use the node type to do all of the fun things. Yeah, okay, let's see. Rich thumbnails. Computer, please work faster. Yeah. Come on. Just one more reload. Come on, computer. It's also interesting that it keeps printing this stuff many times. But that can fix by actually using the Gatsby cache, which is why this is a Gatsby plugin, not a general. Come on, computer, you got this, okay? It did things, but did those things work? Reload the page. Slow, I can't move the mouse normally. But we will now see if the HTML. New. And the things, which is not great. Now. No, the shit did not show up. Okay. We've made some good progress. We have a general Gatsby remark YouTube embeds into thumbnails. Is going to be turning this into a new type of node, and then we're going to be able to attach properties and do the JavaScript stuff to turn it into a proper embed in the browser. So good progress. I now have to go and work on some other stuff, but thanks everyone for watching, and I will see you all on Wednesday evening. Bye. Oh, new project. Okay. Yeah. Bye everyone.